On June 11, 2024, a man was found dead under mysterious circumstances inside room 708 of a coastal hotel in Aden, Yemen. That man was Nadir Shamsi, a secret Hamas courier whose death triggered suspicion, whispers, and sudden diplomatic silence. The body showed no wounds, no signs of forced entry, and no stolen belongings. He appeared asleep, yet something felt wrong. Hotel staff whispered of strangers in the lobby. Security cameras inexplicably malfunctioned hours before the discovery, raising deeper questions. Yemeni police treated the death as natural. Mossad analysts saw a perfect deniable strike. Within hours, encrypted channels across Tel Aviv celebrated a ghost operation completed without noise, fingerprints, or traceable agents. Someone wanted him erased forever. By nightfall, reports circulated quietly through intelligence desks in Doha, Ankara, and Tehran. Officials asked for classified updates. Something about this man mattered. Something about his death was not random. Someone pulled a very expensive trigger. Why would an obscure Hamas courier be killed in a luxury Yemeni hotel? What message was being sent, and to whom? Assassination or coincidence? Every detail suggested precision. Every timeline suggested orchestration. No one would publicly admit involvement. If Israel eliminated him, why choose Yemen, a chaotic battleground of spies and militias? If rival Palestinians wanted revenge, why hide it so carefully? If foreign services intervened, what secret did he carry that required total erasure? What information was worth killing for? What mission had forced elite operatives across continents? What invisible war was being fought behind hotel doors, flight manifests, and diplomatic cover names nobody would ever see? The world saw a quiet obituary. Intelligence agencies saw a loose thread finally cut. Somewhere, encrypted hard drives were confirmed, wiped, contact chains rewritten, and burner numbers permanently destroyed. His death closed something important. In the shadows, unnamed officials asked only one question: what happens when the hunter reveals itself by killing too cleanly? The answer began unfolding inside classified reports, where every page suggested one conclusion. Mossad had reached him first. Nadir Shamsi was born in 1982 in Taiz, Yemen, the second son of a conservative merchant family. His childhood unfolded in narrow streets filled with traders, prayers, and political rumors whispered behind closed doors. Yemen shaped him early. His father believed in dignity through commerce, not conflict. His mother feared the rising tides of ideology that seeped into schools and mosques. Nadir grew up quiet, observant, always studying the invisible lines, dividing loyalty from survival. During adolescence, he spent long afternoons repairing radios and cheap satellite receivers. He became fascinated by signals, hidden transmissions, and the idea that powerful messages moved invisibly across borders. He believed information was the purest currency of influence. Teachers described him as calm, unusually patient, and strangely attentive to details others ignored. He memorized numbers effortlessly, tracked patterns instinctively, and showed interest in foreign broadcasts. No one imagined these skills would later connect him to underground intelligence networks. By 17, he had mastered several dialects. He spoke Yemeni Arabic, Gulf Arabic, basic Turkish, and conversational Farsi. Friends joked he might become a diplomat. They did not know he watched the world for its blind spots, not its invitations. Shamsi's ideology formed slowly. He despised foreign intervention in Yemen. He believed Israel manipulated regional politics. He admired Palestinian resistance but avoided open radicalism. His private worldview was meticulous: support the cause, remain unseen, accumulate knowledge silently, never speak more than necessary. He disliked loud revolutionaries. He distrusted charismatic leaders. He believed true power belonged to whoever controlled information. He once told a childhood friend that wars were decided before bullets fired, inside encrypted messages transmitted by men nobody noticed. His personal habits were ascetic. He drank only bitter coffee, avoided alcohol entirely, and kept detailed notebooks with coded annotations. He rarely talked about his inner life. Some said he carried secrets before he ever possessed any. Among peers, he earned the quiet title, Al-Chatib, meaning the scribe. Hamas handlers later called him Maraz, a codename referencing a desert wind carrying messages unseen. He liked neither nickname, yet never rejected them. Silence kept people guessing. His transition into militancy was not explosive. It began with favors, smuggling SIM cards, passing secure USB drives across borders, and stitching together message chains between Gaza and Istanbul. He became indispensable by being invisible, a courier without ideological theatrics. By 2012, he was fully embedded inside Hamas's financial communication routes. He never carried weapons, he carried data. Flights between Sanaa, Doha, and Beirut became routine. Each trip shifted money, codes, or intelligence. He understood every checkpoint could mean death. By 2018, Israeli agencies placed his name on internal watch lists, not because he shouted slogans, but because he never did. Quiet men carrying drives instead of rifles concerned intelligence chiefs more than fighters firing rockets recklessly across borders. Shamsi's early clashes with authority came quietly. He was detained briefly in 2009 at Sanaa airport after authorities discovered encrypted drives hidden inside a modified Quran cover. Released without charges, he learned airport questioning rhythms and weaknesses. It became training, not punishment. His second detention occurred in 2011 near the Saudi border, transporting foreign currency taped beneath an engine compartment. Interrogators suspected smuggling. He admitted only mechanical curiosity. Released again, he carefully noted which questions mattered. Every arrest strengthened his operational instincts. Rumors spread within Yemeni intelligence that he served multiple masters. Some claimed Iranian handlers used him. Others whispered Qatar funded him. Truthfully, he served one principle: move information from point to point without creating noise. His loyalties remained fluid. During questioning, he endured psychological pressure rather than severe torture. Still, he emerged convinced every government agency lied. He kept no diary but memorized every face inside interrogation rooms. Their voices shaped his belief that information warfare controlled nations more than soldiers did. Prison hardened his discipline. He learned breathing techniques, silence endurance, and how to answer questions without revealing intention. Fellow prisoners considered him forgettable. That forgettability became armor. Mossad later noted his rare skill: operational invisibility in plain sight. By 2013, Hamas officially recruited him as a non-combatant intelligence courier. He never fired a weapon. He met scholars, businessmen, and smugglers across Doha, Muscat, and Kuala Lumpur. Money, microchips, and coded documents flowed through his hands without fanfare. A covert logistics unit gave him encrypted drives disguised as music albums, children's cartoon movies, even cheap wedding footage. Each contained financial routing instructions, intelligence briefings, or covert operational requests. His memory retained fallback copies in case hardware self-destructed prematurely. Shamsi helped establish hidden transfer points disguised as medical shipments. Ambulances moved encrypted laptops. Aid convoys delivered dark money transfers. He built networks where charity fronts blurred into militant logistics. Without firing bullets, he enabled weapon flows thousands of kilometers away. His operations escalated into smuggling high-value semiconductors required for missile guidance. He used Istanbul electronics wholesalers as intermediaries, shipping crates labeled refrigeration circuitry. Mossad flagged multiple shipments but lacked proof. Each time, customs paperwork appeared flawless, signed by legitimate foreign brokers. Kidnapping entered his orbit indirectly. He coordinated ransom payments between Hamas and tribal intermediaries when foreign contractors disappeared in Yemen's hinterlands. Shamsi never met captives, but he controlled coded banking routes, determining whether hostages lived or died. Intelligence agencies noticed. By 2017, Israeli analysts documented his signature, rotating SIM cards every 72 hours, seldom using the same cybercafe twice, employing air-gapped laptops, running disposable operating systems. He evolved faster than counterintelligence teams tracking him. Quiet efficiency replaced flashy militancy. Several notable operations tied to his movement patterns: a disguised fertilizer shipment that became rocket fuel, a Palestinian scholar's mysterious travel sponsorship originating from Sanaa, a forged passport, pipeline routing fighters through Eritrea. His fingerprints never existed on documents, yet everything connected. On March 4, 2019, intelligence intercepts identified him in Tehran discussing cryptocurrency laundering channels with advisors linked to Iranian Quds Force. He never appeared in photographs. Only timestamps and travel manifests confirmed his presence. That meeting elevated him to a Tier 1 surveillance priority. He expanded again after 2020, using Lebanese banking networks to move funds disguised as humanitarian transfers. His name surfaced inside encrypted Mossad briefings. "Subject does not make mistakes." That line triggered debate inside Israeli security councils. Precision meant threat. Threat required neutralization eventually. The escalation reached critical mass in 2023 when intercepted couriers carried secure flash drives labeled M-Shadow. Every device linked back to Shamsi's travel pattern. Mossad concluded he functioned as the invisible bridge between Hamas command and external financial backbones. A removal order followed. By late 2023, Shamsi appeared on multiple quiet watch lists. He did not appear on public terror designations. He appeared instead in secret annexes shared between Israel, Egypt, and European intelligence. His designation: non-combatant facilitator, priority elimination, level red. His ability to move across borders without triggering databases alarmed analysts. He was neither commander nor financier, yet connected both. He existed in the space intelligence agencies fear most, the invisible logistics brain that keeps militant networks functioning long-term. Israel's internal profiles estimated his operations enabled millions in covert financing annually. A quiet memo circulated through Mossad's Caesar division. It contained one sentence underlined twice: remove courier, collapse channels. There was no debate. Approval signatures appeared within hours. Assassination planning began in fragments. Digital shadows tracked his booking habits. Human assets studied hotel patterns. Cyber units monitored his encrypted chat rhythms, identifying days he traveled with couriers versus days he moved alone. Precision required enough data to ensure plausible deniability. The first attempt failed quietly in Istanbul. A poisoned drink was prepared inside a cafe near Taksim Square. He cancelled the meeting 20 minutes before arrival. Surveillance teams reviewed footage, confused. He walked past casually, never sitting, never touching anything prepared. A second attempt involved a malfunctioning elevator inside a Beirut residential tower. Mossad planned mechanical sabotage causing fatal fall. Lebanese intelligence unexpectedly locked the building during a separate investigation. Shamsi simply left earlier than predicted. Operatives observed helplessly from adjacent rooftops. A third attempt attempted counterfeit medical arrest. An intercepted ambulance would inject undetectable chemical agents. Shamsi unexpectedly routed supplies through a different convoy. A junior courier was hospitalized instead. His survival seemed unnatural, causing whispers he used counterintelligence instincts beyond training. By 2024, Mossad directors privately acknowledged inevitability. "He will die," one wrote. "The only question is where." Field officers examined Yemen's fractured security environment. Local militias, weak investigative infrastructure, and foreign distraction created perfect operational fog for clean, untraceable elimination. Psychological profiles predicted his downfall. Analysts believed his confidence would eventually permit a controlled stop, likely at a predictable hotel chain where he met quiet financial intermediaries. That projection proved correct. Hotel ledgers eventually placed him inside room 708 Aden coastline. In intelligence circles, inevitability became prophecy. Every missed attempt narrowed probability fields. Every intercepted message reduced uncertainty. Once surveillance confirmed his travel to Yemen, reports contained a final note: subject entering zone of execution. Contingency parameters cleared. Strike window imminent. To understand why a single courier mattered, one must understand the modern battleground of covert warfare. The Middle East stopped being defined by armies and borders long ago. It became defined by encrypted channels, proxy factions, and silent financial arteries funding endless conflict. Yemen, once peripheral, became an international intelligence crossroads. Houthi rebels controlled northern territories. UAE-backed militias controlled southern ports. Saudi air campaigns reshaped entire cities. Every faction hosted covert guests. Every hotel room could contain a spy, broker, or disposable courier. Israel viewed Yemen as a strategic blind spot, not because of missiles, but because Gaza's financial oxygen increasingly flowed through Yemeni intermediaries. Crates labeled medical aid sometimes carried electronics for missile guidance. No tank battalion mattered as much as one courier. After 2014, Iranian Quds Force operatives deepened influence in Yemen. They supported Houthi movement, but also built indirect channels supporting Palestinian factions. Tehran understood geography. Yemen offered maritime access, minimal oversight, and intelligent static masking, clandestine operations. Shamsi existed inside that static. Qatar played dual roles: public mediator, silent funder. Turkish agencies used Yemen for irregular diplomatic traffic. Western intelligence sometimes cooperated, sometimes intervened. The result was a shadow market of alliances, always shifting, always temporary. Shamsi thrived inside such ambiguity. Hamas recognized this landscape early. It did not rely solely on tunnels or banks. It relied on human couriers carrying encrypted drives across weak borders. In this world, a man like Shamsi was more valuable than a drone or rocket. For Mossad, neutralizing militants with rifles was simple. Neutralizing invisible infrastructure required patience, psychological mapping, and absolute secrecy. Removing a courier like Shamsi meant interrupting future wars before they happened. It was preemptive kinetic budgeting, disguised as silent elimination. No intelligence agency claimed Yemen publicly. Yet CIA, MI6, Mossad, Quds, Force, Turkish MIT, and Emirati services all operated there unofficially. Every failed operation disappeared beneath war headlines. Every successful operation became a rumor whispered between analysts late at night. Shamsi mattered because he represented the modern combatant, ideologically restrained, technologically fluent, quietly lethal through logistics alone. He did not need bombs. He needed a flash drive and 3 safe hotels. That simplicity made him more dangerous than armed fighters. Countries competing in Yemen viewed him differently. Iran wanted his routes open. Qatar wanted his channels intact. Israel wanted them destroyed. Western agencies watched, measuring whether his removal would trigger retaliation or simply silence. He lived inside international risk assessment charts. His death would not alter frontline battles. It would alter unseen flows of money, technology, and encrypted intelligence. Removing him was not punishment. It was strategic disruption. In this context, assassination became another form of infrastructure sabotage, but executed through human elimination. That is why his murder inside a quiet Yemeni hotel was not random violence. It was a precise geopolitical message, not shouted, whispered, understood instantly by anyone working in classified corridors. Israel was cutting wires, not bodies. The war was informational. The operatives arrived quietly, moving like business travelers. 2 entered via Djibouti on separate flights. One used a forged French passport, another an Argentinian cover. Their luggage contained no weapons, only modified tablets, encrypted drives, and harmless medical kits, masking concealed microdoses. A third operative landed in Makola, disguised as a relief worker. He carried nothing suspicious: satellite phone, sterile gloves, emergency bandages. Hidden inside medical packaging rested a vial of synthesized metabolic inhibitor, engineered to mimic sudden cardiac failure within minutes. Mossad's advanced reconnaissance team embedded weeks earlier. They posed as European logistics contractors coordinating port shipments. Their real function was mapping hotel staff schedules, camera blind spots, and identifying which floors offered adequate exit routes if operation timing collapsed unexpectedly. All operatives used rotating communication phrases instead of names. They never met collectively. Every message defined time, room, and contingency without explicit instruction. The decision tree allowed mission execution even if one member disappeared, arrested, or failed to reach the hotel. They chose a mid-range coastal hotel favored by foreign technicians and aid workers. That anonymity reduced diplomatic scrutiny. Intelligence confirmed Shamsi, booked under Yemeni identity matching previous patterns. Mossad predicted his behavior better than his closest comrades possibly could. Surveillance began immediately. One operative posed as casual tourist reading newspapers. Another positioned near elevators tracking floor movements. Microcameras disguised as shirt buttons captured hallway angles. Internal logs revealed Shamsi ordered room service, preferred quiet evenings, rarely entertained visitors. For 3 days, the team observed security cycles. Hotel guards changed every 8 hours. Cameras recorded in low resolution. Staff entered rooms without strict protocols. Shamsi used lobby Wi-Fi during midnights, downloading encrypted packets quickly, then returning upstairs without engaging anyone. Operatives hacked hotel access software using disposable laptops inside a rented vehicle. They programmed emergency override, enabling door unlocking for 60 seconds without logging entry. That window would become critical. No broken locks, no visible tampering, pure silent authorization. Day of operation began at 6:42. Shamsi returned from brief dawn meeting outside. He appeared calm. He carried no visible devices except a single flash drive and folded newspaper concealing transit receipts. He did not know his fate was sealed. At 9:15, room service delivered breakfast cart. Operatives analyzed tray configuration. No poison used yet. They needed controlled timing. Any premature collapse risked forensic detection. Mossad favored non-violent appearance termination techniques. The body must appear peacefully asleep, without struggle or residue. At 11:03, first operative activated extracted hotel access key from inside laundry elevator. Within seconds, they opened Shamsi's door and entered silently wearing gloves. A suppressor-equipped syringe administered dose beneath right shoulder while he stretched, believing someone knocked. The chemical compound replicated sudden neuromuscular collapse, leading to respiratory slowdown. Death occurred within 8 minutes, presenting no visible trauma. Operatives positioned him slightly sideways on pillow. They placed open book beside his hand, suggesting peaceful afternoon rest. Before leaving, they wiped surfaces, repositioned glass, corrected curtain folds to match earlier footage. They removed flash drive, photographed documents, then restored overall room order. Intelligence extraction completed simultaneously with execution. They exited using staggered departure timing through different stairwells. A backup analyst erased digital check-in logs using compromised hotel terminal. Another triggered temporary blackout in CCTV storage by flooding internal router. System rebooted hours later. No clean footage remained, showing entry or exit during critical operational minutes. Near exposure occurred when cleaning staff approached unexpectedly. One operative intercepted casually, claiming guests asleep and requesting privacy. Staff complied. The near encounter lasted 9 seconds, documented internally as Event Delta. Had conversation extended. Assassination window risked catastrophic collapse. By 14 o'clock, extraction phase initiated. First operative checked out calmly, boarded rented car, drove toward fishing port. Another boarded local shuttle flight toward Cairo. Final operative departed next morning using different alias. No one noticed synchronized disappearance. Within 24 hours, Mossad confirmed successful delivery of stolen flash drive to analysis unit. Data contained cryptocurrency transfer logs, procurement messages, and high-value contact lists. Shamsi's entire communication system collapsed instantly following his death, confirming primary mission metrics achieved. Hotel discovered body at 18:47 after unanswered calls. Local doctor recorded suspected heart failure. No forced entry. No signs of poisoning. No immediate autopsy ordered. It became precisely the kind of clean kill Mossad executes once every few years. The body was found by a hotel attendant delivering evening housekeeping. He knocked twice, received no answer, and unlocked the door. Shamsi appeared peacefully sleeping, one hand resting on a book. Only the stillness of his chest signaled something terribly wrong. Local police arrived without urgency. They photographed the scene but noted no disturbance, no struggle, nothing suggesting criminal activity. Hotel management prioritized discretion. Yemen's fragmented security climate ensured deaths like this rarely received serious investigative attention. Paramedics recorded cardiac failure. They did not test for synthetic inhibitors. His corpse moved to a small hospital morgue. No autopsy was demanded immediately. A quiet death inside a private hotel room required no political reporting, or so authorities believed. 2 days later, foreign diplomats informally requested body release. That sudden interest triggered suspicion. A junior investigator ordered deeper examination. Tissue samples revealed cellular shutdown, inconsistent with classic heart failure. Results quietly flagged potential poisoning, though no substance matched Yemen's known toxicology profiles. Security footage complicated matters. Camera logs showed partial blackout during critical hours. Footage before that period displayed unidentified foreign guests moving casually through hallways. Nothing appeared overtly criminal. Yet analysts noticed synchronized elevator usage and precise timing, suggesting professional surveillance patterns. Hotel registry revealed passports later proven counterfeit. Names did not match global biometric records. Immigration officers reported no violations. Investigators realized someone manipulated entry data. Suddenly, a simple unexplained death became a classified intelligence puzzle with missing operational footprints. Whispers reached international press desks. A Beirut journalist mentioned quiet Mossad strike in Aden, referencing unnamed sources. Yemeni authorities denied foreign involvement immediately. Hamas officials demanded explanation, insisting Shamsi died serving humanitarian duties. No statement matched reality, yet all sounded convincing. Israel remained silent. As always, former operatives hinted anonymously that logistical threats sometimes required extreme solutions. Western intelligence circles quietly acknowledged the operation's signature. Everything pointed toward professional assassination disguised as natural demise, but no government dared issue formal accusations. Within weeks, diplomatic tensions simmered. Iranian advisors blamed Israel. Qatar filed private intimidation complaints. Turkey requested intelligence sharing. Yemen refused cooperation. Meanwhile, Mossad analysts celebrated privately. The courier's removal collapsed multiple encrypted channels, forcing Hamas into emergency communication restructuring. Officially, the case remains unresolved. Unofficially, every intelligence service understands the truth. A man died silently inside a Yemeni hotel room because information, not bullets, threatened strategic balances. His death became another invisible chapter in modern clandestine warfare. Every modern assassination requires invisible paperwork, classified approvals, and coded authorizations. Committees never meet physically. Decisions appear inside encrypted memos marked with meaningless signatures. Men die because digital text strings turn green. Bureaucracy becomes weapon. Assassins become clerks following policy created inside windowless offices. These shadow institutions operate beyond elections, ministers, and public laws. They form their own continents of secrecy, layered beneath legitimate governments. Analysts estimate nearly 500 employees process intelligence kill requests annually. None carry weapons. All carry clearance protocols heavier than missiles. Their power comes from silence. They write operational budgets, disguised as humanitarian grants. They erase airline manifests, reroute satellite imagery, and decide which human lives become accounting entries. Each vanished courier is not murder. It is classified resource reallocation, signed quietly. Within these hidden structures exist invisible legions, small units trained to enter, observe, and remove targets without acknowledgement. They are described internally like mythic archetypes: ghost divers, mirage walkers, paper surgeons. Every group carries specialty. None exists officially anywhere, except inside redacted payroll ledgers. Some trace lineage to Cold War experiments. Others emerged after September 11th, when legal frameworks bent beneath necessity. Their doctrines evolved: precision before spectacle, denial before triumph. Field manuals contain poetic fragments, referencing chess metaphors and storms. Every sentence instructs efficient destruction without witnesses. Echoes of old missions linger like radio static. A Syrian scientist found collapsed beside untouched breakfast tray. A financier drowned inside secure pool despite lifeguards present. A diplomat's car stalled 3 seconds before explosion nobody claimed. Each event unresolved, each file sealed permanently from public curiosity. Veteran operatives remember operations through sensory fragments: elevator hums, chlorine smells, faint static inside earpiece immediately before termination command. Their memories become private museums of unacknowledged history. No medals, no speeches, only classified commendations locked inside drawer 17, cabinet 4. Above them sit the unseen architects, not generals, but administrators moving pieces like chess pawns. They approve killings between meetings, sipping coffee, correcting grammar in assassination memos. Flawed, mortal, yet powerful enough to erase lives with signature strokes. Shamsi's funeral occurred quietly in Taiz. Family members claimed heart failure. Hamas representatives released vague eulogies praising his service to the cause. No militant ceremony honored him, no public martyrdom declared. His grave received no flags, only whispered speculation and guarded questions. Within intelligence channels, his death triggered silent scramble. Financial pipelines collapsed. Couriers scattered. Emergency encryption keys rotated. Iran demanded immediate replacements. Hamas leadership cursed internal leaks. In Tel Aviv, analysts confirmed expected disruption models. One dead courier altered regional timing calculations significantly. Long-term consequences emerged slowly. Yemen's covert networks reorganized. Rival couriers competed for his routes. One faction fragmented into criminal smuggling. Another aligned closer with Tehran. Shamsi's absence created vacuum not of ideology, but of operational competence learned through years. His legacy became ghostly. No photographs circulated. No documentaries profiled his childhood. Yet intelligence academies taught his case as warning. Invisible men can reshape wars. Quiet facilitators matter more than celebrated fighters. His name exists inside footnotes, encrypted briefings, and classified postmortems. In the end, Shamsi's death changed nothing visibly. Borders remained contested. Rockets still launched. Governments still lied. But analysts understood the message clearly. The true war is waged between shadows, where truth is disposable, and disappearance is merely another tactical decision.